Hi everyone, I'm Rosette Falebrica Singson. Welcome to Renew and Flourish with Rosette, a space to nurture your mind, your faith, and your emotional well-being. Here, I share inspirational talks, mental wellness insights, and faith-based encouragement to help you heal, grow, and flourish in every season of life under strain. And one of the most overlooked signs is emotional numbness and cynicism. You're still showing up, still performing, still producing, but your compassion is fading. You feel detached. You care, but you can't feel it the same way. That I just don't have it in me becomes your internal soundtrack. If any of these sound familiar, this is not a moment for shame. This is a moment for assessment. Because early recognition is one of the strongest protective factors. Again, don't forget to type in recovery. So, what's actually driving burnout in 2026? There are many contributors, but a few are especially prominent right now. One is always on living. Many of us are not just working, we are being interrupted. Notifications, messages, group chats, constant updates. Even in off hours, our brains remain on call. And what the body experiences is not convenience, it's chronic activation. When the mind never truly disengages, recovery never fully happens. Another driver is workload creep. Responsibilities expand quietly. You do a little more, then a little more, until normal becomes unsustainable. These can happen at work, in caregiving roles, in ministry, and in entrepreneurship, especially for high capacity people who are dependable. If you are competent, you often get rewarded with more. Another major driver is compassion fatigue. Many people in helping roles, such as in healthcare, ministry, education, social services, leadership, are carrying other people's pain on a daily basis. If you're absorbing trauma stories, crisis needs, and high emotion without consistent processing and support, burnout is not a surprise. It's risk management. Finances also matter. In 2026, cost of living pressures are real. When money is tight, rest becomes harder. The mind is this vigilant. Decision feels heavier. And people often push through exhaustion because the consequences of slowing down feel too expensive. And finally, one of the deepest drivers of disconnection from self, from community, from meaning. Burnout is often worse when people feel alone in their load or when the work feels like constant output without purpose. Even strong people break down when the why gets buried under the what's next. Again, don't forget to type recovery. Now, what's a practical recovery plan? Recovery does not need to be dramatic. In fact, for burnt out people, dramatic plans often fail. Recovery needs to be realistic, sustainable, and specific. I recommend a three-part plan: stabilize, reduce, and restore. So, step one, stabilize your foundation. When burnout is present, your baseline needs support. That means you start with the basics, not because they solve everything, but because they stop the bleeding. Stabilize sleep as best as possible. Consistent wind down, reduced screen input before bed, and a realistic bedtime target. It's not perfection, it's direction. If sleep is significantly disrupted, don't ignore it. Treat it as a key metric. Stabilize nourishment and hydration. Burnout often shows up alongside skipped meals, high caffeine reliance, and low hydration. Your brain is an organ. It needs fuel. You don't have to overhaul your diet, just stop running it empty. Add small movement, not punishing workouts. Movement that signals safety to your nervous system. A 10-minute walk, stretching, gentle strength work. Your goal is to discharge stress hormones and reconnect with your body. And finally, stabilize micro recovery. Short breaks that are actually breaks. 1 minute of silence, 3 deep breaths, stepping outside, a brief prayer, a short grounding exercise. Small resets are not trivial. They are protective. Now, step 2, reduce the load. Burnout is not only about what you feel, it's about what you're carrying. Start with one boundary. 1, not 10. Identify the biggest energy leak, the extra meeting, the constant availability, the late night messages, the volunteer role you've outgrown, the habit of over-explaining. Choose one line to draw and keep it. Use a stop doing list. This is key. Many people create a to-do list when burned out, which increases pressure. Instead, ask, what can be paused, delegated, simplified, or deferred for 30 days? A short pause can prevent a long collapse. Reduce cognitive clutter. Write things down instead of carrying them in your head. Choose a single system for tasks. Make decisions once. Burnout improves when your brain has fewer open loops. And if you're in a role where reducing feels impossible, then reduce in micro ways. Shorten conversations, Set phone boundaries, cluster errands, batch emails, limit the number of decisions you make after 7 p.m. The goal is to reclaim capacity in any measurable way. Step 3. Restore meaning and connection. Burnout recovery is not only physical, it's also emotional and spiritual. Restore meaning by connecting with values. Ask yourself, what matters most right now? What kind of person am I trying to be in this season? When values are clear, boundaries become easier and choices become less confusing. Restore connection. Burnout thrives in isolation. Choose one safe person and be honest without dumping, without performing. Just honest. If you need professional support, that's not failure, it is wisdom. Therapy, coaching, peer support, medical care, these are appropriate tools, not last resorts. Restore joy in small doses. Burnout often steals pleasure. Don't wait until you feel like it. Schedule tiny, doable moments, music in the ear, playing music in the car, reading for 10 minutes, a hobby you can do imperfectly. Joy is not a reward for productivity, it's part of mental health maintenance. Now, a crucial note: when to get more support. If you are experiencing persistent hopelessness, panic symptoms that are escalating, significant sleep disruption for weeks, increased substance use, or you're unable to function in your usual roles, please take that seriously and reach out to a qualified professional. Burnout can overlap with depression, anxiety disorders, trauma responses, and medical conditions. Getting support early is leadership, not weakness. Let me close this with: burnout is a signal. It is your mind and body communicating that the current pace, load, or level of emotional demand is no longer sustainable. The goal is not to become someone who never gets tired. The goal is to become someone who listens earlier, adjusts sooner, and builds a life that does not require constant self abandonment to keep running. Here's your practical next step for the next 24 hours. Choose one stabilizer and one reducer. One stabilizer could be a 10-minute walk, a consistent bedtime, or eating one proper meal. One reducer could be saying no to one extra demand, turning off notifications for a set time, or postponing a non urgent task. Small moves compound. This is how recovery starts. Thank you for tuning in. Till next. Thank you so much for watching. I hope today's message encouraged you on your journey toward healing, growth, and flourishing. If you'd like to continue learning with me, I invite you to explore my books, where I share practical mental wellness insights, personal reflections, and hope filled strategies for everyday life. You can find the links in the description below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with someone who may need it.